I'm sorry?
You were there in the previous session?
No, I missed
Oh,
the
no.
first session.
I missed you.
I missed you.
We missed you.
So you see that I have put it on the chat. This is what is about the second chapter of Gita. We are understanding what is Samkhya Yoga. Sankhya, there is a lot of things to be understood. You see that based on the group, I pick up one level.
Girish, there's nothing on the chat.
There is nothing on the chat.
Not on mine.
Okay, let me put it again. It is there, but let me put it again. So you see that there is another. I will continue with what Brandy said and what. Now you got it in the. Yes. So knowledge is realized in stages. It cannot be realized instantly. So what happens? That is why we have 3,000 texts, 3,000 teachers. They teach you the same principle. But you can find out they have different stages. The same thing happens when I see you as a group. I see, let me introduce this level, but it is not the end of it. So you continue learning and listening and learning and listening, and one day it clicks to your mind and you are there. So we are understanding Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means did you get a chance to revise? No. Listening and learning must follow revision, listening again, and contemplation. I don't have time. Now, no, analyze, contemplate, and reflect. The mind says, I am very busy, I don't have a time. Why you don't have a time? Why you don't have a time? What your mind is saying? The mind is saying, I have lot of things to do outside. Right? Why you have to do lot of things outside? Because my mind has created a wrong notion that will bring happiness in my life. And you don't want to break that wrong notion. I'm not saying don't do the daily chores, whatever you are doing. So what will happen now? You are attacking the wrong notion. Anything, any movement outside my life is not to seek happiness, is to take care, maintain my physical health, take care of the house. Taking care of the house has nothing to do with my happiness. So now what will happen? Your mind will organize. The intellect starts moving to the Shreyas. It will reorganize your life. And once you reorganize your life, 80% of your stress is already gone. But we don't want to do it. Why? Because that knowledge is not realized in its entirety. Are you getting it? It's the same knowledge is not fully appreciated by the intellect. Why? The intellect has a doubt. What is that doubt? I will continue to seek and do whatever I'm doing and continue to remain in a hurry, worry, and curry in my life. You don't understand. No, you're not saying to me, you're saying to these principles. You don't understand. Problem is that you don't understand. Your mind is not understanding. Fact is this. So you see that's why my teacher taught me for 26 years. Why? It does not settle into your head. You don't live into that awareness of the knowledge. And the moment you live, ooh, the life is already in peace and happiness. So Sankhya means counting number. That is one way to understand Sankhya Yoga. And it is also known as the path of knowledge, Jnana Yoga. But another meaning, if you go to the root of it, Sankhya, it is made up of two syllables. Sam means equal, equanimity. And Kya means this passion is there. Khyati, Kya, Sankhya. So the intellect is living in discernment and dispassion. What happens? You are ready to face any challenges, every challenges from moment to moment in your life, in calmness, in peace, in happiness, in wisdom. Why? You don't allow the mind to move towards prayers. That is what we covered previous. So now with that understanding, so I have already given you the verse number 16 to 25 is all about Sankhya principles. So what the principle is? So if you see the principle in verse number 22, the verse number 22, what it says? Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grahanati narah aparani तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति navani dehi. What he is saying now, the master is guiding the seeker, because master realized that now he is a seeker. You see, that is how it works. If you are not a seeker, I will give you a different interpretation. What level of the seeker I have more or less I have realized in everyone. Those who don't want to speak, I cannot say anything. So what he says that this body, now say for example, we talk of a previous birth, current birth, future birth. That is where the law of karma is there. Understand the misunderstanding, the wrong notion. I was there in a different body in the previous birth, according to the principle, right? So I was present in the previous birth. I am present in the current birth with this body. Clear? I will be present in the next birth with a different body. Who knows? I will be man or woman, with the same beard again or without beard. Do you understand that point? What is the conclusion? That needs to be understood. What is the conclusion? That there is a continuity of I. What is that? I is the real self. And what changed? The body, the shape, the form, the color, the age, the parents. Do you see that? This is what the Sankhya Yoga brings. Whatever is changing is not you. Body is changing. You are not the body. That is the masses. And what happens? If you find a wonderful teacher, he will say, I will tell you what you were in your previous birth. What the hell I should want to know? Why should I know it? Why should I know it? You see, that is viveka. That is discernment. Brandy, that is intellect must be clear. Now, I will tell you what birth you will take in the future. So if any teacher ask you like this, you ask them, come on, my friend, you tell me what you were in your previous birth and what you will be in your next birth. Blind belief? No. No, 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 no chance of any blind belief in yoga. Gita does not teaches you blind belief. Did you get it? And I have seen many American authors have written a lot about it, previous birth, current birth, past life regression. Come on, you take care of the current life. Yoga teaches you to live from moment to moment. What the hell I should do with my previous life, past life regression? So you are giving those thoughts in your mind, and they grow into a sapling. You start living habitually, instinctively. Your mind moves into the prayers. That is causing the problem. And then you blame my previous life. You are not ready to take an action. Are you getting it, John? So when, I have read a couple of books by our great authors, I don't want to name. And what is this? Gita is not talking about this. So this is the message. Car breaks down, so the body breaks down. I am 100% sure in the intellect that I am not the body. I am aware. Can I live with that awareness? I am not the body. Not only when the body is relaxed, but also I am instantly aware when the body has a pain. I am not the body. You see, this current life, the child body died and replaced by baby body died, replaced by child body. Child body died, replaced by adolescent's body. Isn't it? The fact in all of us. Where is the child body? Where is the baby body? Died. Why should I go to the past birth? Why should I know the past birth? This is happening here and now. Very clear. 100% clear. So when you are clear, oh, this body is constant. And science says that your body changes every 7 years. Every cell of the body changes completely. Now conclude the knowledge from this sutra. I was present in the previous birth with a different body. I am present here in this body. I will be present. So what is that I that never changes? What is the nature of that real self? So that we learn in the next verse. That what is that next verse? Verse number 23. What is that verse number 23? It's such a beautiful, many people quote this. Nainam chinnanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, nachainam kledayantapu, tyapu, nashoshayati maruta. That real self, weapons cannot cleave it. To whom? That real self. Fire cannot burn that real self. The water cannot drench it, nor the wind can dry. It is never changing, pure consciousness that passes from one body to the other to the third. One water passes as a wave in the one body. That wave dies, second wave, third wave, fourth wave. Principle of Samkhya Yoga. So I understood this. What I understood? That I remains same body changes, circumstances changes, event changes in my life, then what is this I? Discovery of that I is yoga. Not I am the body. Nothing to discover in the body. Science already has discovered too much in the body. So I am not the body. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayan tapu, na shoshayati maruta. Nothing outside can ever influence that real self. It is independent. It is free from the time-space object. Can I recognize that real self? Caesar, are you getting it? Now see, go back again, another principle. Now what is the conclusion? What is the conclusion? The conclusion comes, another principle comes in the verse number 24. What is that 24 verse says? So if you have that Gita, it says, Achedaya ayam aha. Achedaya. It is uncleavable. It cannot be divided. It cannot be fragmented. It is incombustible. Adahaya ayam akledaya. So now, Master is telling the characteristics, the attributes of the real self. You see that? Nityaha. It is ever present. We may become absent-minded, but that real self is always present-minded. No, we say, no, I was absent-minded. So that I is identification with the mind, not with the real self. So the verse number 24 says, what are the different characteristics of my real self? Real self is in 5 elements, but it is none of them. What it means? It is in the water, but it is not the water. It is in the space, but not the space. I just ask you to think over it. Even for 5 minutes, with eyes closed during the day. Okay, where I am, what is this when I'm not the body? Body is constantly changing. It is proved that I'm not the body. So there are a couple of attributes. Think of that. That real self is the master of the body, mind, intellect, ego, all the thoughts. It is in the thought, but not the thought. It is in the body, but not the body. It is in the mind, but not the mind. It is in the emotion, but not the emotion. It is in the depression, but it is not the depression. Go on thinking about it. Thinking about it. It is in my anger, but it is not the anger. Are you getting it? What it demands? It demands only self-awareness, path of the Shreyas. The mind is still. With that intellect, you live into that. Oh, I have a pain in the body, so why should suffer? The intellect says, I am not the body. First step. I become aware of the body. I become aware of the problem in the body. I take the right step to take care of that pain done. But still, I remember that I am not the body. So there are different attributes. He has explained, our master has explained. So now he has explained, and then he says you see the talk therapy or the counseling in our Eastern wisdom. With a disclaimer, I'm using the word counseling because we can slip from all the rules and the laws by saying guidance and coaching. So now see the talk therapy. That is how the America works, our country works. I was in Spain a couple of years. No, I used to go. It is only because of the COVID. Otherwise, I visit 2 times to Eastern Europe every year. I had a lot of students there. So you see that what he says now. What is the guidance? And there, in Eastern Europe, you can directly say I'm counseling without a counseling certification. So that is why I said disclaimer. So now see what the master is saying. Now, did you understand? Master is saying it is unmanifest. Do you understand who you are? It is unmanifest. It is unthinkable. It is immutable. So it is described by the masters. Therefore, knowing it as such, you should not grieve. Now you know who you are. You are real self. Who causes you the stress? Mind. Are you the mind? No. So why you grieve? Change the direction of the mind. Get out of the grief. That is what we are learning. Lara was asking the question. No, I'm upset with you. Ask your mind, why you are upset with this guy or this girl? What you will get? What you will get? And who you are? Your real self, pure consciousness. Why you claim that you get upset with others? If you do not start thinking in this way, nothing is going to happen, my friend. Nothing. Simply listening, having a book in your house, keeping it in the bookshelf will not work. Gita is very much practical here and now. Here and now. I told you, even I study every one chapter. I'm studying chapter number 6 for myself again and again. And I got so beautiful things there. So there are different qualities explained by our master. Now understand how ordinary people works or acts. Until now, Krishna was explaining, you see, the knowledge of yoga is only given to the seekers, even if it is a royal secret, even if it is an open secret. Otherwise, it will not benefit. It will not help. It faces a strong opposition. What the hell he is talking? My honey has slapped me, and this guy is saying, you move your mind inside. He will slap me again. So it means I am not a seeker. First, I have to become a seeker. Then your honey dare not to slap you. That is the message. Now, I always give example of honey, so you can take honey or anything, an object or a person or a dog, your pet also. So now we understand how ordinary people works. So you have to judge yourself. Are you a seeker or fill in the blanks? So now you see. So in the next verse, he says, now he is putting a different argument. Let me put that verse for you. He says, even if you think of the self as being constantly subject to birth and the death. Now you see that opposing argument. Look at the teaching. That is the beauty of the teaching. What we have understood? We have understood that real self does not take birth, does not die. It is never changing reality. It transcends time, space, and causation, right? Now, Master says to the seeker, even if you think your real self takes birth and die, right? Now, from the opposing argument, your mind, Master wants to change your mind. What is the opposing argument? Real self is never die, never take birth. It is ever present. But even if you think that it takes birth and die, then why to grieve? Why to suffer? One day you will die. Why to grieve? You know for certainty. One old guy, very old, 90 years old, guy came to my master and he said, I'm very scared of death. My master said, I can give you a guarantee. So first he made a half statement, and when he looked that there is a glow on his face, I give you a guarantee that you will die one day. There is no escape. Do you understand this the importance of opposing argument? So we teachers of the Eastern wisdom, we use lot. Sometimes we give you a shock to help your mind to understand. So how ordinary people think, oh, I will die. You will definitely die. As long as you claim that you are the body. Do you see that? So either you say, I am not the body, I never die. Let me discover my real self. But even if you consider you are the body takes the birth and it will die. It is a right knowledge. Live with that right knowledge. Are you getting it? Do you see the opposing argument? Both is pointing you to the truth. Knowledge is knowledge. Now, we are not talking of alternative facts. Alternative knowledge, whatever else, Huh? We have been using a lot for the last couple of years. We are using the right knowledge. So even if I think I am the body, did I exist 61 years before? No. So it means I took birth. And since birth, I have been changing. What is the end of this body is the death. It is a fact. So even if I think that I am the body, then I have taken a birth, I will die. Why to grieve? Why to suffer? I cannot stop it. Now see, this is one statement. Yoga says, no, you are not the body. De-identify with your body. Body is your instrument. You are real self. Now see which statement helps you better. So, let me know my real self. If I am not the body, then who I am. So this is the way the ordinary people works. Now see another, how ordinary people works or lives and acts. So we are understanding that. So now the master is guiding the seeker. Come on. In both the cases, the death is certain. Except the death. For certain is the death for the born, and certain is the birth for the dead. Therefore, what is inevitable ought not to be the cause of thy sorrow. Why you have a sorrow and the suffering? Why you suffer? Because of fear of the death? Because you claim you are the body? And as long as you claim the body, you are going to die. Christina, lot of mental disorders. People are always scared of the death. So when you put these thoughts in your mind, okay, Death is certain. Let me take care of my anxiety. Half the battle is won. Why? Now your intellect starts thinking, what caused me the anxiety? Before that, it does not. Did I tell you the story? One lady came to Buddha women. You are enlightened, master. My son died. Can you make my son alive? Buddha smiled and said, yes, I can do it, provided one condition. You go to this village, knock the door of every house, and if you find a single house where no one has died, I will make your son alive. See the masses. Look, the masses is so clear. I know it 100%. It is not possible. Why? Relative and absolute reality. So here the pointer is relative and absolute reality. What exists in the relative realm has to change. Has to change. Can you show me anything in this world that never changes? It is constantly changing. Body changes, house changes, everything that you see, it is visible, is constantly changing. In that constant changing world, there is one real self that is constant, that never changes. That never changes. I will, let me bring some reference, cross referencing. There is a Garbh Upanishad. I told you what is Upanishad. There are total three, and there are 365 Upanishad, out of which 100 Upanishad is considered important. So, out of which it is known as Garbh Upanishad. Garbh means embryo. Embryo. That Garbh Upanishad explains in detail how we take birth, what happens before birth. Yeah. What happens before birth? It explains in detail how we get these 5 sense organs and 5 motor. There's a lot of detailed explanation is there in the Garbh Upanishad. So I'm picking up a very important part. There he says this body undergoes 6 changes. 6 stages from the existence to its life. These are creation as a fetus, birth, growth, maturity, decay, and death. It may be interest to you, that's why I'm explaining. So now, in the fetus, develop 6 chakras, which denote, which is normally known as nerves: Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Ajna Chakra. So it has lot of detailed explanation. It has 7 notes of the sound is developed, and that manifests through the mind as we grow. Lot of things. Now he also, this Upanishad also explains. I'm not going in detail, but you need to go. That will become another topic. By the 8th month, the embryo knows its past birth. That is what is explained. And it is logically, once you study that, understand that, yes, it is possible. It is possible. And then what happens? Then we come out of the womb of a mother, and then we start living the life. So message is, this body continuously changes. Now see what happens. You allow the mind to live in the path of the Shreyas. You become a seeker. You continue the journey to discover your real self. The life changes. We are understanding how the ordinary people works, live, and think. Let us pick up another verse. That is also very interesting. After understanding what exactly is the principles of Samkhya Yoga, now we are understanding. So here is the 28th. What is life? It's like a bubble. Like a bubble? Huh? I use the translation by a great master, Aurobindo, Sri Aurobindo. So what I'm putting it, it is the exact English translation by Sri Aurobindo. I'm fascinated by that master. So now understand the meaning, what the phrase, what the verse means. How long I live? I'm 61, so another add 20 or 30 years. Maybe 100 years. Okay? Now compare the 100 years with millions of years have passed before me. What is the proportion? What is the ratio? 100 years, huh? As compared to millions of years. 100 years as compared to the millions of years ahead. What is my place in time, John? Nothing. Not even a second. I cannot compare my life of 100 years even as 1 second. Come on. Why should I grieve? Why should I worry? Why should I have a stress? Do you think? Do you think? Why I have a stress? You cheated me. I have to take divorce and then I will remarry 100 years. 100 years. Come on, live your life. From today, I want to see a bigger smile on your face. Nothing happened. 100 years. Millions of years have passed. Can you tell me, is it not a fact and the truth? It is an absolute truth. In that 1 second, I marry to be happy. I divorce to be happy. Today I have money to be happy. Tomorrow I don't have money to be worried. Same thing applied to everything. So what the master is saying, be happy first and calm, and then do your duty. Work hard. You will definitely succeed. Now, what is our place? What is our place in the space? I told you before also. So this is my office is maybe 12 by 12. I'm 6 feet. So how many 6 feet box can be accommodated in 12 by 12? Just assume 1,000, right? So I have this son's house is around 4,000 square feet covered area. How many boxes of 6 feet will be accommodated? Means how many times I'm smaller to this house? To the town of Gilbert, to Maricopa County, to Arizona State, to United States. to continent of North America, to the entire Earth, to galaxy, to the cosmos. Do I really exist? What is my place? Who makes my place on this world? Can you tell me? Ego. Where your ego stands in place of, huh? in this space and time. Come on. Then burden on the head drops down. The humility takes replaces. Do you see? Here and now. It is not a practice. It is an understanding. Oh, you said me, you insulted me. To whom? Who is even smaller than the insect? Whose 100 years has no meaning? Do you see that master is teaching something deeper, deeper, deeper? Are you getting it? The mind calms down. Mind doesn't calm down because someone said you that I am sorry. But you said to yourself, I'm extremely sorry. What the hell I have been doing since long? Master is guiding. Do you understand? Do you understand that? Every verse of the Gita is a live teaching. Are you getting it? Simply reading the verse and translation will not work. You need a teacher to explain you what the verse contains. The hidden message is there. Are you getting it? You see, I am not the body. Even if the body dies and takes birth, I am not. Why to worry? Why to grieve? Why to suffer? If I claim that I am the body, why to suffer? That is certain. But if I'm not the body, that real self cannot be affected by sorrow and the suffering. Why should I suffer? And the master then hits our ego hard. What is your place in this world? Bill Gates and me, my body and the Bill Gates body, may be different in shape, size, and age, but we meet the same fate. Or he will go to heaven and I will go to hell. Think of it. We have to be very clear. Huh? You live in a big mansion. I live in a small cottage. Tell me, will the body has a different fate or it will meet the same fate? So why should I have an ego that I have a bigger house? Or why should I have a negative ego because I live in a very humble house? No, expand it. Yeah? 90% of our thoughts makes our mind crazy pertains to the ego because of wrong notions. Wrong notions. Wrong ideas, wrong thoughts. I'm not as beautiful as she is. We all are made up of the same body. Come on. Same matter. And if you are more beautiful than me, Does your nose bring the milk cream, or it brings the same cuff, same wastage? Why to worry? Appreciate if there is a beauty outside, definitely appreciate it, but never bring yourself down. This is the message of the Krishna. Never bring yourself down because of the race, caste, color, creed, etc., etc., richness or poverty. Another story I like that, one guy around 20 years old, he was depressed and he ran from his house from far up place and went to the Himalayas where my master was living. We were there. How old are you? 24. Why you have come? No, I have left everything. I was totally frustrated. I have nothing in my house. That is why I came here. So what do you mean? So when you lose everything, then only you can become monk. Is that the condition? That is not the condition. You should be happy to become a monk. Prior condition is that you should be happy. So master said, you really, you lost everything? No, yes, I lost everything. Okay, can you give me your right eye? I will pay you $1,000. No, how can I give? No, I will pay you $5,000, 10,000, 100,000. No, I cannot give you my eyes. So you say that you lost everything. What is the point? That is how our masters, traditional masters, guide you. How dare you say that you lost everything? Get up, stand up. So my master gave him around $2,000 or $3,000. He said, go back to your house, complete your study, and do the job, then pay my money back. My master used to say with a laughing, he never cared. So in my lifetime, he never returned back. See that? Now let us pick up the 29th verse. We are understanding how the ordinary people works and lives in the world. So there is another verse, 29th verse, second chapter. Is a beautiful verse again. And then we'll have question what he says. Ashcharyavat pashyati kaschadenam ashcharyavat vadati aevcha anya ashcharyavat cha enam anya shnoti shrutva abhienam vedana cha ev kaschada. So how do we understand Ashcharyavat pashyati? Yes. Ashcharya means wonder, amazed. So that wonder you can take in two senses, the way the master is explaining. It could be as an adjective, describing the state of wonder a person experiences. What a wonder. People are born and then they die. They're born and then they die. And I'm totally insignificant in space and time. So as long as I live, let me live with a smile in peace and happiness. I will never allow the mind to live in stress and anxiety and anger. I will throw all of them. Why? I'm insignificant in time and place. It is only one moment, 1 second of life, which I say 100 years. I don't want to waste my 100 years. Do you see that? How dare the anxiety can enter into your mind? Tell me. How dare anyone can ever give you this stress and suffering? Wonder, what a wonder that I'm living in the home known as the body as a guest. The second wonder. First wonder, insignificant. So even if you don't want to practice yoga, understand this fact and live happily. First wonder. Second wonder, how wonderful that I never die. I never take birth. My nature is real self. What a wonder. And this body, this real self is living in this body, which is known as home. It is a guest house. Today it is. Tomorrow there will be another guest house. What a wonder. You have a wonder in both the cases. You see how the master locks your mind from the wrong notions and bring it back to the right notion. We are not going against no, we are not following a blind belief. You see, John, we are following a fact, the truth. Who sees this wonder in life? Those who reach to the highest of yoga. Now the master is saying, who sees this wonder in the life? Once you awaken to the real self, awakening has taken place. You enjoy your life. Wherever you are. Do you see? This is the message. Only a rare individual, a rare seeker, a rare realized person, a rare teacher of this. That should be our goal. Pashyati. I told you there is a Pashyanti Japa. Pashyanti Japa means that in deep meditation, when you are saying the mantra, Om Namah Shiva, you actually see in your heart or the head what that mantra means. The first stage, Pashyati. So when you see it, you can speak it. So when you see that real self, you can speak about it. When it happens, when you are a sincere seekers. When you are sincere seekers, then only this wonder happens. Then you live in that wonder all the time. Oh, what a wonder. So some people come to you for taking support and coaching, how can I get rid of my fear and the depression? You still live into that amazement. You are living into that wonder. So internally you feel, this crazy mind, let me take care of you, provided you follow the journey. So we just make you a good seeker. The moment you become a seeker, you realize this is the problem. Fear is gone, anxiety is gone. Now see, he goes further. In second, let me take another verse. How the ordinary people, we are understanding still how the ordinary people think and works. Now see that this verse. Dehi nityam avadhya ayam dehi sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natam sochitam maharsi. Now see the understanding of this, what he says. The teaching from the point of view of material life and the spiritual life. This is almost the conclusion. What is the conclusion? If you read the English translation, the dweller in the body of everyone is eternal and indestructible. O Bharata means seeker. Therefore, you should not grieve for any creature. Not you grieve for yourself. So you become fearless. Neither you should grieve for others. I told you the story in my life. one after the other, one after the other, died. I'm the oldest. My turn is now. So when you say it is my turn, it is the body. You are aware fully. And body is totally insignificant in time and space. Why should you worry? Do you grieve? Do you want to suffer? No. No. Are you still hanging on with your suffering? If you are still hanging on with your suffering, then Master says, I will teach you more, don't worry. I will teach you more. And next time we will learn what? We will learn how to, from where this suffering enters in our life. From where suffering enters in our life. I have already given you the brief of it. How ordinary people think we have covered. And then what is dharma and swadharma? That we will take up next week. Dharma means essential nature. Swadharma means personal nature. We'll understand personality and existence. What is personality? Sum of my body, my age, my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts, my worries, my concern, my goals. And what is existence? Existence is real self. I believe you know the meaning of the word personality came from persona. Persona means mask. Huh? So what you see, it is a mask. What I see you all is it only a mask. The real self is hidden inside. See the beauty of this teaching written 3,000 years ago. So we will understand where they clash each other and how to drop that clash and how to help the personality to search this existence, the real self. The journey becomes beautiful. Any question? Alex is listening. Brittany is listening.
Girish.
No, I don't see their videos. That's why I see that.
I just wanted to say thank you for introducing and explaining the Samkhya Yoga. I know I'm learning my words. My mind is blown, and I was crying the whole time. So just thank you.
Very good. So that is what I always expect. You see, you learn, and you will find that your stress is gone. It disappeared. Anxiety is gone. That is the beauty of this learning. The modern talk therapists, they say, come back again, my friend, next week. I will dig you deep down again. I will ask you a couple of questions about your anxiety and depression. We don't ask. Why we should ask? Why shouldn't we ask? Because your real nature is full of permanent peace and happiness. So what is our job? We point out that nature. Same alphabet, Kate. Either you are doing a modern day counseling or I'm giving the coaching and guidance through these teachers. Same alphabets. But our approach is much more. I have reasons to believe that our approach is much more positive, holistic than what I was doing in India for so many years back.
The master's teachings?
Yeah.
Approach?
Approach is totally different. So, any more questions? So this is the way you start teaching John to your students. Well, you should be much better than the way I teach.
You're great, Girish. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Girish.
Thank you.
We'll meet in about, what do you guys, about 15 minutes sound good?